I don't hear anything
Yep.
off Twitch.
Yep.
Maybe that's my problem though.
No, it was me.
Because the volume mixer didn't have an option for Google Chrome. Oh, now it does. Oh, I can hear. I can hear. All right. This is John talking at his normal volume, and then Matt, and then TJ.
This is Matt talking at his normal volume, and now TJ.
F word, C word, W word, all the words that get us banned.
W word.
Yeah, word.
Wanker.
Okay. I'm going to move my mic back just a little bit more, and let's listen to me talk, and then Matt.
Hey, I'm Matt. How's it going? I like pizza.
Okay.
At the risk of clipping, I went ahead and
I like
increased my input sensitivity.
turtles. Let me turn the volume down a little bit more.
I wasn't talking to you, Savannah.
All right, this is John talking again, and then Matt again, and then TJ.
Hi, my name is Matt. I'm actually going to probably move that a little closer. Hi, my name is Matt. How are you?
I keep rubbing my tongue on the place where I don't have a tooth.
Okay, good. Volume mixer and Discord. Okay, I think we're at good volume, boys.
Burn.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Burn,
Discord
baby, burn.
Inferno.
All right, here we go. What episode number is this? 225, right?
Yeah.
503.
425.
Wait.
You're 200 episodes
Born-
behind.
Is 424 on YouTube?
No, I don't know. It's on Twitch.
I went to youtube.com and it told me to connect to the internet. So this is already going well. Let's see here. What is it? Byte Industries. I love that YouTube's algorithm just desperately doesn't want to show us. Whenever I search Byte, nothing shows up. Episode 424 is not on YouTube for me to edit, so just want you to work on that.
Well, I just hit the
Did we even
export
record
button.
it?
I hit the export button right now.
Okay, all right.
Nothing's
well, let's get started with
happening, though,
425.
so I don't know what's...
That's okay.
Their exporter might be broken, but whatever.
Well, welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 425. I'm your host, John_Danger, joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Haig.
Ben and TJ May or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't fuck it up this time.
I did.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, Matt's Spanky's not home.
Okay, I was about to say, I just heard a message and I got to imagine that Spanky not home.
Yep.
Why is Spanky not home? Where is Spanky at?
Where does
could he
Spanky be? Probably drinking with his neighbor.
I bought a mini SD card to hook up my Switch with a better like memory card that's bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this little thing that's like hooks up to USB, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Is it just
I plug it in,
yeah.
And then I start transferring files, and it's like I'm not plugged in anymore, which is annoying. So I had to fucking spend money, $15 to buy an Anchor USB SD card reader, so I can fucking transfer my files.
I have one of those that came with my 3D printer.
Yeah,
it was whatever cheap like free shit they throw in the box. And
well, this thing is entirely I have never felt this before, but this USB plug, I don't know, you can't see in the video. This is 100% plastic. Like there's no metal here. It's plastic. It's just the pins are metal inside. So it is cheap, real cheap. And so I'm surprised. I'm not completely surprised it doesn't work, but. So I'm in the process of upgrading my Switch's memory to 200 gigabytes from 128 because those little memory cards were on sale for $20.
That doesn't sound like that much of an upgrade.
It really isn't. I wish I would have bought a bigger card now, but I thought I only had a 64 gig card. But you know what? I can put the micro SD card in my Roku or in Android tablet, which I think I only have a 128. I think I only have a 64 gig card in that. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
You should
I
put
don't really use
some
that.
terabytes up in there. Some petabytes of storage in your
Some
Switch.
petabytes.
Petabytes.
Yeah.
The Switch
you
can
were ta-
only
Go ahead.
Switch can only recognize up to 2 terabytes, though.
So there's a couple interesting things that are kind of insane that I want to mention. So we had talked about the PlayStation Plus games for March, which is probably over by the time this podcast is edited and released. Because I
Fair.
take like a month to edit these because I'm fucking lazy. The PlayStation Plus games this month are awesome. Finally, after like a bunch of months of not that great, they put out the Final Fantasy VII remake, which I heard is really good. And I think didn't that come out like last
year.
January?
No, it was a year ago. March 3rd, I think, is when it ended up coming out.
Okay, so it was like really not that long ago. So I mean, and I didn't buy it because I have way too many other things to play.
Mhm.
Plus, I'm only playing fucking World of Warcraft Classic, and that's not really the case as much anymore. But at the time, I was deep. We were deep in it. Where were we at last in March? Was that like Blackwing Lair, right? Time?
Yeah, that was
because
right around a little after our first guild imploded and
exploded
before the second
and
one.
we got
did,
into a worse guild.
Yeah,
and then our worst guild split again in the summer.
Yeah,
into a less racist guild, but still kind of troublesome.
yeah.
But then,
Turns
then
out
I left that guild.
World of Warcraft full of bad stuff. Huh?
And then I left that guild for the guild that I'm in now, which is the same amount of problematic, I guess. Like it's not that bad, but like on their they like to use the R word a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's just a thing that people just use. You know?
It feels
is
very like 90s when people do that though. It's like, really?
It's so weird.
Which R word? River City Ransom?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a blog.
Yeah, a blog that John used to love.
Part of the term. Which
is it that word in music that means to slow down?
Yeah.
Yes, retard.
Okay.
The musical term.
Retardando.
But using it for not that, which is slur. I mean, which just kind of straight up.
Which means to slow down the development of yeast. Got it.
Yes.
Correct. Retard. I actually, it's really funny is that like I think I've brought this up many times when we talked about this word, but like in work, like when you're talking, like because I do like fermentation growth stuff at work.
Oh yeah,
and you have to use the word retard because that's the word. Like growth is retarded by the substance. Like
that is true.
That's the actual use of that word.
All the time when I'm talking about music, because I'm like,
exactly.
Hey, I gotta slow this down.
Yeah. So people, they use that word so much. It's the point where like, I guess I'm not like Spanky. Spanky's the type of guy who basically will not ever, I guess he's a better person, I guess.
I don't know. He just has a lower tolerance. Like,
yeah, he has an extremely low tolerance. Like my tolerance is like, can we not? But I'm not going to like, not going to stop everything.
For like that level, like, I don't know. If it was happening a lot, I'd probably say something, but like if I'm not in a leader position, then it's like what can I, like I don't know.
What can I say?
It's just kind of like the
you were just
territory you expect to get into there.
Yeah.
Gamers are terrible people that say bad shit.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can do when you're playing a video game. Like
Yet I talk about burying my daughters and replacing them with robots all the time, and no one blinks an eye.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, that's fine. So that's just it's like why gamers? And it's interesting because the other guild, the guild that we play retail World of Warcraft in, is like the exact opposite of that. Like literally, like they're super like let's not be offensive and everything, and like somebody posted on the Discord like a meme where it uses the R word or whatever. It was like, I think it was a clip of Alex Jones calling himself slowed down, and the post immediately after that was, can we just not do that, please? And it was like people call it out immediately.
I don't know how much slower Alex Jones can get. He's not very fast.
Like there's like it's just the thing. It's just like, why, man? That's the thing. It was like Gamergate happened, and then that's when we found out that most gamers suck. So, or not most gamers, but a very large,
the most vocal ones probably.
Exactly. So
here I am with a thingy thing.
Yeah, TJ.
Yeah, and
why are you holding that game? Are you a racist?
Probably.
No. I mean, she's just playing Pokemon.
Yeah, I am. Pokemon Blue right now.
Oh, so you're into animal abuse then?
Did you know Pokemon is just basically dogfighting the game?
Yeah. Did you Michael Vick loves to play Pokemon?
My dogs used to fight this game all the time.
Pokemon Go to the dogfighting ring.
Although to be fair with Pokemon, it is dogfighting, but the Pokemon also never die. Or ever really
except
get
when
hurt.
They do.
Except for when they do, yes. But
off
like
camera.
when they fight, they just like get
faint.
Like beaten up and then faint. And it's like, they get the fucking vapors. My stars, and then pass out.
So we should talk about concussions in the Pokemon world.
Yeah. CTE. There's big deal in fucking Pokemons.
Just Pikachu when he's older, he can't even use the bathroom anymore.
Sad,
he's gotta have someone help him.
Like when you're young, you're like, yeah, it's not. I don't care. It comes with the territory, but you never think about how you're gonna feel when you're older.
What the heck is the T in that? It's chronic something encephalitis?
Chronic traumatic encephalitis.
Chronic traumatic encephalitis.
That makes sense.
Okay, so there's some Pokemon like what's the headbutting one? Cubone?'s got the bone on his head to protect himself.
Oh yeah, his mom.
That doesn't protect him though. The brain still sloshes around inside the skull. Like that's. I mean, he might think that skull's protecting his head, but honestly, he's. Cubone is gonna grow up into a Marowak and not be able to.
He's gonna Chris Benoit's
drive
whole
himself
family.
to the Rite Aid anymore. Yeah. Do you think that the fucking Indigo League or whatever is going to pay out all these Pokemon for their medical expenses when they get older and they're retired? I don't think so.
No. And the Pokemon world has free universal healthcare. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So, yes, I forgot. They live in a beautiful world that
a beautiful
every
world
country
full of socialized
US
medicine and dogfighting. Everyone's dream world, really.
But the U.S. has the best medical care.
The best.
Definitely. If you can afford it. Which you can't, so.
Nope.
It's as good as having none.
Hey, I got Obamacare now, so like, hey, it's better than it was slightly. Yay.
That's true. It's still probably terrible, but there's a difference between I get into a car accident and have to go to the hospital. I can not be in debt for the rest of my life. Paying that off. It will just be a huge financial hit instead of a completely soul-crushing financial hit.
Yeah.
That's an upgrade. Thank you.
Not
Thanks, Obama.
like not being charged for an ambulance ride. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a world I'd like to live in.
Yeah, isn't it great when you live in a world where you'll see multiple people saying, well, I didn't want to call for an ambulance. I just wanted to drive in because the ambulance ride costs like $1,000.
I ordered an Uber instead.
Yeah. That happens all the time on Uber. Like people honestly will be like, take me to the hospital. And it's like the Uber is not a fucking emergency service. Like they have to they say that shit. Yeah, yet. Well, here's the thing. A lot of the
Uber emergency.
Gig economy doctors and shit. Like send a doctor over.
You don't even know how close you are because a lot of like locations have privatized ambulances, like and privatized EMS services. So when you get hurt in a certain part of the country or a certain thing, and you call 911, and an ambulance comes out, it could be privatized ambulance that you're getting, and then they just charge you. So we're not too far off.
Yeah.
I mean, doctors are already kind of. Well, doctors are all privatized anyway.
BetterHelp and I can't remember. There's a couple of like therapy services that I've tried, and that's basically just like if you have a license or whatever, you sign up, then you get notification on your app with new client looking for you.
Yep,
it's not at all different than like my Uber Eats gig.
Yeah. Everything will be gig economy in the future. And by the future, I mean now.
Yeah. It'll be that until all the jobs get replaced by robots.
Yeah. We've already got robot delivery things already starting up. Like, have you ever seen the robots downtown?
Yeah. They're like Starship or whatever the brand is called.
Yeah, I forget the name. But I don't know if you know this, TJ, but if you go downtown in Madison, I think it's just the UW dining hall service delivery to students is via robots. Not all, but they can be. And they have little delivery robots that drive around.
Yeah, they look like little shiny coolers that have antennas sticking out.
Yep. So you can get food delivered to your like dorm from the cafetorium, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is the world we live in. The future. We have So when are you getting your COVID vaccine, Matt? Or are you still anti-vax?
I think last I heard by the end of May or something.
Jesus Christ.
Well, like
us fucking normies are gonna have to wait forever to get this fucking vaccine.
The last update I heard was that the US will have enough for every adult by the end of May.
Oh God, I can't wait. Like the vaccine is like so close and tantalizingly close.
I wonder if sleep apnea counts as like a high risk condition. Come on.
Probably not, because you're controlling it with a device now, which we could get into in a minute. But I wanted to finish the vaccine talk because
can I get a vaccine as a catheter?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like up the urethra?
No, we're not in China where they do the anal swabbing.
Is that a thing?
And then conservatives are mad about it.
It's fine. Here in the States, we pay extra for that.
Yeah, exactly. You have to go to a special place to get that done in the US. It's a lot more expensive. No, the vaccine's just so close. Like both my parents are vaccinated. They got both shots. My brother has both shots, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go out to lunch for." And it's like, "Oh boy, that'd be nice."
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Do they still like wear masks just to not freak out?
Everyone wears masks. Yeah, everyone wears masks still. But like, if I was vaccinated, I'd wear a mask, but I'd go out to a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I would go. Oh my God! I'm just thinking of being able to sit down in a restaurant and eat a meal. Like how fucking cool that would be. Yeah. And like I was
go to a bar and pay way too much for a drink. Oh,
just man. Just like being able to go
get
annoyed
at how loud it is. It's so great.
Or Target or like pre-played games or something and like just sit around looking at stuff. Because like right now, I either order stuff and get it delivered, like groceries, or if I go to the grocery store, I have a list and I just go through and grab everything as quickly as possible on my list. I'm not like browsing, just to be able to like leisurely browse, would be something really nice. But we're close. Like,
so
I should be able to get the vaccine in the next couple of weeks here because I work for food industry in Wisconsin. The food industry people are allowed to get vaccines now.
With the new variants and stuff, what do you think about those? Is there any chance that those would become like vaccine resistant or?
So it seems like that they are somewhat vaccine resistant, but they aren't like significantly so. Like I've seen that it still basically protects you from getting really sick with it. So it seems like it's still the case. That's less so the case, I think, with the South African variant is a little bit more difficult, but the UK variant, which is the only one that's at least in Wisconsin or in the Midwest. It seems to be pretty good with. I mean, it looks like any vaccine is going to help, and reduce the transmission. And we just like the key right now is just to get as many people vaccinated as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
like because the faster we get that done,
then the sooner they start buying more Microsoft products.
And you can see the numbers like already going down, nationwide with new cases and stuff, which is great. Especially since we're still technically in the cold like transmission season, like we had the first wave about this time last year. So, and it's not like what it was. So, I mean, we've already have like, I think somewhere 10% of the population are fully vaccinated at this point. So it's really helping out. I'm just looking forward to, not looking forward to having to go back into work and because working from home has been pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, hopefully some of that'll stick around.
I will see. It sounds like that's going to be the case. At least they've been talking to us about how they think that they're going to be more flexible with working from home, because it seems like that's the one thing this has proven, is that a lot of jobs can be done remotely. And I think working from home is great for like multitudes of reasons. One, it gives, employees more freedom to like do stuff and less that. Two, reduces like waste, because people aren't driving to work, and polluting basically, which is really nice actually. If you've driven on the Beltline during the morning or afternoon hours now, you actually can get places because it's not completely crowded. It's awesome. It's like incredibly awesome, the fact that there isn't a traffic jam every night now, because there's so many people working from home. So that's my thought, is that I think that, things will probably go back somewhat to normal, but like for me, I'm hoping that I can get a situation figured out where I can work from home for half the day and then come in for the second half.
Yeah.
Or just come in on certain days, because I do so much shit remotely. Like there's no point in me being there other than for people to be able to walk over to my desk and talk to me or call me on the phone. Like, so I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So unless you got Wisconsin not even opening up vaccines to people with pre-existing conditions anyway, Matt.
Oh, really?
No, it's just 65 or older healthcare workers, people that work at nursing home cares, teachers, and frontline workers. I think it's teachers with conditions, something like that. It's really weird. But also it's impossible to get a vaccine, because if you look, it's like getting a PS5. Yeah. Like you have to. I'm like refreshing.
You got to set up a bot to scalp those vaccines.
Basically, like you're like going between all the different pharmacies and like refreshing their page to see if they get new appointments open. And it's like, because I'm eligible now and I would like to try and get a vaccine. I'm not in a super big rush because I don't have to go in. Mm-hmm. But I was like talking, I don't know, I was kind of having a moral quandary about this, because like, I don't know, our site lead said that people that work from home should like wait and allow people that have to go in to get the vaccine. But also, I was talking to other people and they were like, no, I want one. Yeah, but other people, and they're like, just get one. If you're eligible, get one. Like the more people that get vaccinated faster, the better. Like at this point, I don't think that there's I don't think that there is a mass amount of vaccines that essential people are waiting for, because I know people that work in essential retail and they haven't gotten their vaccines yet, because they aren't able to even get one, because the fucking like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what it is. A pipeline. Like the vaccine pipeline is so fucked up. The people that actually need vaccines can't even get them, because like I was talking, it was my aunt who's over 65. She just couldn't figure out how to get a vaccine. And she was like calling all these pharmacies, and finally she got scheduled to get hers this week. And it's like, she's been eligible for like a month, but like Dane County is just a fucking shit show. Like the state of Wisconsin got like a ton of vaccines out, but like they have this like vaccine website where you can like register, but there's only like 3 counties that are on it. Like it's just insane. Like the fucking infrastructure is just like, come on, people. Like, what were you expecting? Anyway, at least we have a president now that like is pushing vaccine production really hard and like working deals between companies to try and get them to make more vaccine. We have Spanky on mute. He's on video right now, and I don't think he knows he's on mute. And I muted him because I was talking, and his like
I can hear him.
Was really loud. Oh, it's just I muted him.
Yeah, you muted him for you.
Oh, well, Matt didn't mute him then. So whatever, you probably couldn't hear anything I was saying over his loud phone.
Fine.
Okay,
no, you're fine.
You're fine.
All right,
Spanky,
I can hear.
That's not safe.
What's not safe?
The fact that you're holding the phone while driving.
I'm not holding the phone.
Well, I still can't hear Spanky.
It's because you muted him.
No, I unmuted him, and I still can't hear him.
Spanky, say something mean about John. Yeah,
Spanky, we can hear you fine.
You up, though.
Okay,
put that up by your dashboard like a normal person would.
I can't because I
Spanky's driving and talking on his phone.
Holding it.
Isn't that illegal?
Well, he's Southern.
I can't hear Spanky at all.
What? Well, I mean that's fine. You suck. I just want to talk to you.
Oh, I can hear him.
Okay, good.
I had to click your video screen, even though you were supposed to be unmuted. Anyway, well, so you've joined us and ruined the audio.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Is it fine?
It's fine, Spanky.
And take the next 3 minutes to advertise. Hey, John, Matt, and Spanky. I have some random number of dollars of free taxes I can do for people this year. Have you not done your taxes yet? Need me to do them?
I've already got my return, so I'm done.
I haven't done mine yet.
I haven't done mine yet either.
Okay. Talk to me later. I will do them. I don't care.
Okay.
It's free money that's going to go away. It's not money that'll go to my pocket. So I'm like, if I could do your guys' returns for free, I might as well.
Okay. I'll talk to you about it.
Cool.
I just on Wednesday got my last piece of like mail I needed to do it. So
I've got $1,000 of free tax returns to do. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't think mine would cost that much to do.
No.
So are we in the middle of the podcast right now?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're up in it.
Nice.
We're talking about vaccines and racist gamers, all kinds of stuff.
So this is not something that podcast listeners will be able to appreciate. But since I'm on my phone camera, it's probably a little bit higher quality than my regular camera.
It is.
You can see this disgusting facial hair that I have right now.
Yeah, it's nasty.
It is a neck beard.
So what I've done, I have a friend who's told me so he grew a beard in the pandemic and was like, I thought I couldn't grow a beard, but then I just stopped shaving and a beard happened. I was like, I can't do that. I literally cannot do that. It doesn't work. And he's like, just don't shave for a week. So I have gone a week without shaving, and I have this filthy, disgusting neck beard right now that I fucking hate.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. That's everyone that grows a beard. That's how it starts. You just gotta let it go for a while, and then eventually it fills in.
Spanky, you went from looking like you were 26 before to now looking like you're 17.
I know. That's what I'm having the opposite effect of when people with beards shave. It's like I've gone from looking like a shaved 28-year-old to looking like a fucking 17-year-old getting his first beard.
Yeah.
So
it does make you look younger though, which is an interesting effect.
I know it's weird. So what I think I'm gonna do is like, as long as I'm working from home and I don't have to like see anyone in person in any place I go, I'm wearing a mask. I think I'm just gonna let this disgusting. I'm gonna shave it, but I'm not gonna like clean shave it. I'm just gonna trim it all and keep it all the same length. And I'm gonna see how far I can go with this disgusting ass. That's gonna be my like remainder of pandemic project, is just to see how disgusting my face gets if I leave this filthy mess unkempt.
Cool, good. It's a good plan.
It's gonna get so itchy.
Oh, it already sucks. I hate it. I stopped shaving on Sunday, and it's Sunday now. So like, this is 1 week since I stopped shaving. And I started hating it on Tuesday. Like, it already got to the point where like just my neck, because I grow the neck beard and that's it really. My neck was
That
like,
is
I
interesting,
fucking hate
though.
this. I couldn't handle looking downwards. I fucking hated everything about it. And now it's, several days past Tuesday, and now all of my face feels like my neck, where it's like, if I look side to side, wearing my mask feels like asshole. Everything sucks. So this
when it gets
is gonna
long,
be a fun
though, you don't
experiment.
notice. It is itchy. The first phase is itchy. But then once you get past it and they get longer.
Can you see like the disgusting mustache I have?
The mustache is the worst part.
It sucks. I fucking hate it.
It's just like lightly.
It sucks. I can feel it when I close my mouth, and it's just like 11 hairs, and it sucks. I want to die.
Yeah. The problem is that you have light hair, like light colored hair. So
yeah,
it's gonna be difficult for you to grow in facial hair. Oh, my camera stopped working because I
ripped the camera.
I was using SnapCam, which was a mistake because it just decided to not work anymore.
So I have gone to. I'll tell you guys why I wasn't at the beginning of the podcast.
That we scheduled.
Yeah. Well,
who would miss a scheduled podcast? Fucking asshole.
You said
what the
7.
hell? Like on a Tuesday?
It is still before 7 Central right now. So my friends asked me like, "Hey, do you want to go out for drinks?" And I said, "Fuck no," because I'm very close to being vaccine eligible. And they're like, "No, there's a brewery where you can go, and that like no one's there at like 2 p.m. on a Sunday." And I'm like, "Really? That's bullshit." But it like sent me pictures and like there's nobody here. So I've been hanging out at a brewery for the first time since the pandemic started. And I have realized that the thing I've missed most about the pandemic was getting shit-faced in public.
Yeah.
I will only be happy when I'm allowed to once again consume 14 beers at Chili's.
I really want to be in a place where I'm paying too much for the drink and it's too loud and I don't like it. And
well, see, that's the thing. What we
crowded.
did is we there was no one there but me and my group, and we brought board games. So I mean, and then I signed up for their mug club, which is you pay like $100, and then a 27-ounce beer stein refill is $7 of their of the beer that they make. So that's
probably higher ABV than cheap beer.
I mean, it's like 11% ABV for some of these beers. So like a high ABV beer and like 27 ounce is like, almost 2 bottles of beer. So that comes out to being like $3.50 a bottle, which is not cheap for like if I were to just buy a beer and drink it at home, but to be in a place where I can hang out with my friends and play we played this board game called Photosynthesis, which was a game where you play as trees and you like gotta grow and chop down and like block the light of other trees, and it's really fun. But it was cool because this was the first time that I got to ever like hang out with friends at a place, and the place served beer. It was pretty fun. I liked it. Had a good time.
So overall, your review of Friends and beer is positive.
Okay, no, Friends, I will say 50-50.
Okay.
Beer, definitely positive.
I wish I liked beer. I'll drink it if I have to. Spanky, same.
So I got with the mug club. So I with the $7 like 27-ounce steins refills. I spent $14. Well, I spent $114. I signed up for the mug club. But the 2 beers that I had, one of them was a blood orange IPA, which was so fucking good, and then the other one was a blueberry muffin lager, and like that's the kind of beer that I could just I would kill myself if they sold it in bottles. But it's also 25% off growler refills, so the next time I go I'm gonna get a growler and then just have blood orange IPA laying around the house, so I might give myself alcohol poisoning more often than I currently do.
That sounds fun.
I had fun.
Yeah. I mean, Good for you. I'm glad you're able to have fun and get vaccinated. Some of us can't even get Walgreens to give them a vaccine slot.
So I will say that all the friends I hung out with today are already vaccinated. I was the only one in my group that's not vaccinated. And I'm eligible next week for vaccination. But like my even just within my friend group, my risks are pretty low. But like since I'm eligible next week, that's why I signed up for the Mug Club, because like they come here every weekend, or at least twice, like one day in the week and once on the weekend. So I thought that would be a fun way to kind of ease myself back into shut-in life via that brewery, and it's pretty close to my house. So that's that was my adventure today. That's why I'm late for the podcast and why I'm currently committing, I'm sure, something that is illegal in Missouri, and it's on video now forever.
Well, nobody sees this, so you're...
Yeah, it's true.
It's a good thing no one listens to our podcast.
Well, it's okay if they...
evidence for my future incarceration for like driving one-handed.
It's okay if they listen, because they can't see the video, and we can just say that. I'm
describing in detail how I'm committing a crime.
I'm pretty sure that you're just a deep fake right now, and this isn't really you. So
well, it's not bad. This is all for entertainment purposes, and you know we like to make up stories and things that aren't real.
This whole podcast is an audio drama.
It's a long form improv. Very long form.
I would like to clarify though that I'm not drunk driving. That's not the crime that I'm committing. My last beer was 2 hours ago. I only had 2 of them. So I'm not committing that crime.
There were only 3 shots of whiskey poured in each one.
Filming myself while driving. And I'm not even committing that crime. I'm just a really good improv.
Yeah. Sorry. So, while you were committing your crime, I had a news thing pop up. Can you now? I'm going to tell you something. You remember Avalanche is making that Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy game?
I guess, yeah. I'm
sure. The game had reported last week that trans inclusion will be part of the game, said the developer, and they're going to have. Oh God, Spanky, you can't do that. All I'm hearing is feedback.
Can't do what?
I can hear my voice echoing on your thing. I'm assuming it's.
I don't know what's happening.
Matt's taking a piss. Matt's done taking a piss now.
Is that what happened?
Okay, so y'all, I'm just gonna go ahead and suggest. I'm sorry to future John when you're editing this, but I am literally like I'm like 3 houses away from my house. So like if we just pause this conversation for like 2 minutes, I'll be at my desk.
Never.
No.
You can't stop me.
Fuck you.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't
stop.
Can't
stop, won't stop, might stop. It's my stop. Time to stop.
So we're going to talk about Hogwarts Legacy. Remember that game that everyone was really excited about playing until J.K. Rowling decided to become a transphobic person?
Yes. Yeah.
Like everyone was like, man, it's going to be great because it's like the idea is it's going to be like an RPG like action game where you're at Hogwarts and it's like its own like storyline. But then J.K. Rowling sucks. But then the developer was like, she's not involved in the game at all. We're just licensing the rights. What did they say recently? They said Hogwarts Legacy is going to be doing. I don't even know this. I mean, this person who's writing this is a trans person, and I don't know anything about that. And what they're saying is that they're happy with the changes that they're making to the game, where you'll be able to. I think it's like the easiest thing that a developer can do too, is like just make it so all of the male and female options are unlocked for everyone, basically.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, honestly, there's very little reason in a game beyond.
Why not unlock all of it?
There's very little reason in a video game beyond like choosing which pronouns the NPCs use when referring to your character.
Yeah.
To even include any amount of like there's almost no reason. Like it's literally more work to design like 2 sets of clothing, 2 sets of everything, rather than just like have these work for all of the characters. Like it's literally more difficult to support binary gender stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, they said the customization options are going to include like any options that you want.
Yeah, like, that's what Fuser did, and it's just like you don't pick a gender or whatever. You just pick, I want this body and this face and this accessory or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that's good for the future because like why not? But if I were to tell you about that news which came out, there's newer news. Controversy recently. We found Kotaku found a developer named Troy Leavitt, who's lead designer at Warner Brothers development studio Avalanche. And he has a reactionary YouTube channel focused on attacking feminism and social justice.
Of course.
Is this so is that related to the Harry Potter thing, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the game developing
they're
Harry Potter game. So he's working on the Harry Potter game right now. He's got some great. Let me just read you some great video titles here. So, violence, video games in Venezuela. 7,000 views 2 years ago. This was posted.
Oh, so at least he's pulling in numbers that are totally worth like affecting his career over. Yeah.
Let's see here. Nolan Bushnell did nothing wrong.
I don't know who that is.
Nolan Bushnell, the Atari co-founder, who Kotaku reported that they found that his workplace was toxic environment for women in some interviews. So that's good. Defend that guy. Black Mirror Analysis, USS Callister. Got to imagine that's good. 12 script changes to save The Last Jedi. Still talking about that, eh? 28-minute video there. 40,000 views. That still gets the views. We've got In Defense of John Lasseter, who's the Pixar co-founder who left his position after allegations of sexual misconduct.
I just want to real quick say that you stopped at the Nolan Bushnell story at he's the Atari founder.
Yeah.
But you didn't clarify that he's also the founder of Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes, that is true. Yeah. And so Chuck E. Cheese is problematic because of Nolan Bushnell's sexist.
Chuck E. Cheese is problematic because it's bad food, but I mean,
there's so many good videos and thumbnails here. There's a video he has called "It's Okay to Be a Gamer," and it's Mario giving a thumbs up.
Oh God!
He's got a lot of videos opposing Title II net neutrality.
So he's just got all of the bad opinions.
I thought net neutrality was like the one thing where the gamers were like on board with
the
people who don't suck.
He's got to be controversial and oppose that as well, of course.
Okay.
The Injustice of Social Justice.
Oh boy.
That's a real good title.
I love how that's like the racism of racism. Mm-hmm. It's like here's how this thing that is not bad, it's actually the real, like the whites. Here's how the black people are really the racists.
It's like when people talk about the fascist Antifa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, guess who you can cancel now?
Who?
Mumford and Sons.
Okay, I will continue not listening to any of their music.
Yeah, it's like I will get right on informing 2012 that Mumford and Sons is no longer.
Oh, I just love it. It's like this band who hasn't been like, it was like the fucking toast of the new bands like 8 years ago, is now like the band leader is fucking commenting on Andy. How do you pronounce it? No, NGO. That guy. I've never heard his name.
Oh, that guy.
Loud.
The guy with the fake British accent.
Yeah, the guy who has a Twitter account where he's just throwing conspiracies out. He wrote a book about how Antifa is bad, and the like lead guitarist of Mumford and Sons was like very brave to write this book. And it's like, all right. I mean, I never really listened to Mumford and Sons, but just steer clear of them. They're just for the record. I'm just going to say for the record, They are pro anti-fascism. Whatever you want to take out of that, you can, but that's literally what he's saying. They are for anti-fascism. They are against anti-fascism.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you had
that's
it backwards.
Yes, correct. Sorry, I said it wrong because I didn't want to say that they're for fascism because they would disagree with that. But what they will agree with saying is that they are against anti-fascists.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so instead of boycotting Mumford and Sons, I'm just gonna go ahead and not giving a shit about them in any way whatsoever.
Well, no, I just want you to know that, like, you can know, like, don't listen to them now. If you ever hear about them, you know.
If there's anyone, and I know that there's zero, but if there's anyone who's listening to the podcast. That was the end of the sentence. Just kidding. If there's anyone listening to the podcast who's like, I like the Mumford & Sons music, but I don't want to support them, go listen to Dropkick Murphys. It's the same fucking music. It's the same fucking music. However, they're like pro. I mean, I wouldn't say good, but they're also, I think, like very like outwardly anti-white nationalism, anti-Trump. I think that like one of the band members is like very pro Bernie Sanders. I think one of the other band members was like, I couldn't vote for Clinton, so I voted for Johnson. So mixed bag. But you know, they've also got like some ties to the New England Patriots. So you know, mixed bag for sports fans. But at the same time, the music is so fucking similar, and like anyone who listens to Mumford & Sons knows that Dropkick Murphys exists, and in my opinion, they are the much better band anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, he's like very anti-feminist, this guy. There's lots of videos. He really hates Anita Sarkeesian, which is, you know, I guess I understand. He's got a video called The Social Justice 10 Commandments. Video games, the ultimate art form. Some real good shit in here. Wait, female game developer fired for sexist tweet. The XCOM solution to identity politics. Don't you want to watch all these?
No, I could barely listen to the titles.
Yeah. So these, I mean, he does have 30,000 subscribers though, so he's doing okay on that. But he has been he has not been fired. Wanted to make that clear, but he has left the development studio. Anyway, he tweeted
cancel culture.
Why would somebody like that have a YouTube like reaction? Why would you have social media at all? That wasn't just like, hey, here's a project I'm working on. I don't get why these people do these things.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of the like these conspiracy theories and like social movements really attract sociopaths, and part of that is like they have to integrate, like they have to feel like they are a part of these societies, like an important part, and feel that like gratification of being worshipped.
So I mean, and the thing that bothers me about this is, you know, I'm still looking forward to the game that's going to come out, because they have stated that I mean, J.K. Rowling might still make some money off of it, so that is a problem. But at the very least, she isn't involved in the development, so hopefully the game will be better. We'll see when it comes out. I just also want to mention that this guy, Troy Leavitt, his Twitter avatar is a Slytherin, so it's one of those people. Self-identified Slytherin who's just an asshole, and that's not what they are, but that's what he is.
I feel like, so I just want to defend some self-identified Slytherins, because there are some goth girls who don't, for whatever reason, want to identify as a Ravenclaw. They want the bit more like bad boy sounding Slytherin name, and you are still valid. Everyone else can fuck right off.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
And also to the goth girls who identify as Slytherin, maybe just take another look at Ravenclaw. It's really the better one.
You can be Slytherin, that's fine. I mean, like it's a fine house, but there's just a lot of problematic people that are in it.
Look,
know?
At least it's not Hufflepuff.
Saying, like, yeah, exactly. It's not Hufflepuff. Ravenclaw is where you want to fucking be. You want to dip your toes in controversy without being literally the one where Nazis go to as well. Like, come on.
I know this doesn't help for Spanky, but Ravenclaw is the house you'd want to go to if you want your face to be crushed by a set of thick thighs.
Okay, see, I thought you were going to say a set of very elderly buff grandmothers, at which point I would have been like, that's actually where I want to be. But everyone knows that's the Hufflepuff. That's the Hufflepuffs.
And regardless, notice I didn't gender that.
Mm-hmm.
You get thick thighs of both sides and the other sides too.
I know
like
this may
8 or 9 C's.
But when it comes to my only sexual proclivity, which is very buff old women, I am super straight and therefore a member of the LGBT community.
Oh yeah, super straight community.
Oh yeah, super straight. I forgot about that.
So yeah. Anyway, this guy Troy Leavitt is leaving the game.
Troy left it.
he said he resigned from the studio despite feeling absolutely secure in his position, but he decided he wanted to leave. He wasn't.
Oh yeah, I always quit stuff when I'm absolutely sure I'm not going to get fired.
Yeah,
that is totally an Ace Attorney last name for how on the nose it is.
He said I wanted to resign for reasons I will explain that in that forthcoming video. On his
and
YouTube
7 people will watch it.
No, unfortunately, there'll probably be thousands of people watching it because YouTube's awful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just algorithms all this shit so that you get like brain rot, like some people that used to be on this podcast. And you get.
Hey, I'm still here.
I'm sorry, TJ.
Look, I think that algorithms prey on the weak-minded. I don't think that like.
That's not true. If algorithms preyed on the weak-minded, I would be so deep into them right now. I have no fucking willpower, and I'm dumb as shit.
Maybe we're just too dumb to fall into the conspiracy.
Oh, dude, I got some great tweets from him.
Wait a minute. So it's like the uncanny valley of dipshitness, where it's like if you're a super dipshit, you're fine. If you raise yourself just enough, that's where it gets bad.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like I still want to just watch skateboarders get hurt, so I'm safe.
At Troilus True, March 11th, 2020. Here's my rosy coronavirus prediction. A vaccine will be developed within a month and widely distributed within 2 and 3. Markets rebound, quarantines end, life goes on. That was a year ago.
That's what happened, right?
March 11th, 2020. Yes.
How could they develop? Like, oh my god, what a
he's a fucking idiot. He also
you couldn't. Oh, never mind. I want to go into it.
He also retweeted a person who posted a article saying when both sides are wrong, George Floyd's death and the violent responses. And he said, agreed. I've seen the term late stage capitalism thrown around as an epithet lately. Is that supposed to be a bad thing? What does it mean?
I mean, you could do like
I can understand
a half a second of Googling.
Yeah, like I can understand that question being asked like if in person, not on the internet though. Like every time someone asks a question on the internet, they're either a boomer and probably bad anyway, or they're being shitty. When they're like, whatever, if they're like, whatever happened to, someone's dead name, like how I got called a slur yesterday in Menards because of Caitlyn Jenner. But like someone's like, whatever happened to that person? Haven't heard from them in a while. It's like they know what fucking happened. It's like, Caitlyn Jenner, and like they just wanted an excuse to say their dead name on Twitter.
Oh man, this guy's got so many good takes. Sorry, keep going. I'm getting deeper in this fucking.
This is how it starts, John. We're gonna have to find a new host eventually.
Mass shooters are vile monsters. It's time we adjust our thinking accordingly. Given the U.S.'s gun culture, we must acknowledge that wishful thinking or 1,000 laws won't stop them, but bullets will. Time to start arming soft targets like schools to stop these beasts.
So I went to this thing. I work at a university, so like there's lots of students, if you can imagine. And last year, I went to this thing it's called basically Tough Talks. It's a political science professors things where they just get anyone on the community in the campus community can go there and talk about stuff. And there was a guy there. He's black and is known for going to these things and just taking the most contrarian positions ever.
Don't you love people that just like to be super contrarian and that's their entire personality?
And like his thing was like, did you know that like the US is super low on like the amount of gun deaths per capita? And I was like, what's the total populations of the other countries that are beating us per capita? Because if you're going to compare like a fucking country with like, 4,000 people in it that has one gun death, and therefore that puts them like at a super high percent just from one, you are so apples and oranging yourself into hell by doing this. And it is true. If you just take per capita and like go country to country, the US is not number one. But also it doesn't take into account at all like population centers, population density, which states have gun laws and which states don't. It's just the entire country all in one, everything. So like you're just watering down huge swaths of population where there's like not even people to shoot across the entire country, and like watering down population centers with those numbers, and it's completely fucking stupid. And that guy would have made these arguments about like it's time to arm teachers and shit like that, and it's like fucking no.
Yeah.
If a building's on fire and you add more fire, the fire will be out quicker. It's true. But that's because the building will be gone.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, you look at the US, right? I'm looking at a list right here. Firearm related death rate. This is on Wikipedia per 100,000. Number 1, El Salvador. Okay. Which is an insane 66 per 100,000, which is really high. Jamaica, Swaziland, Honduras, Venezuela, Brazil, Guatemala, Colombia, Mexico, South Africa, Panama, Philippines, Barbados, Costa Rica, Georgia, Paraguay, Uruguay, and then the US.
A lot of countries that are either in places that are destabilized by the U.S. military, or just extremely small, like where the entire country is
I would say the only country on this list that I could say to give the U.S. a run for its money in gun deaths would be Brazil. That's the only country that's large on that list. Yeah, that's like the U.S. And even so, Brazil is a lot smaller, and we all know that there are certain parts of Brazil that are basically lawless. So it's the U.S. is the highest gun death rate per capita for a traditional first world country.
Well, and also like that's the whole thing where it's like we're not if it was so bad, wouldn't we be first per capita? And it's like you can find a number that agrees with your opinion if you're willing to like quantify it with certain things. And just like entire country per capita is a stupid ass way to measure.
No, but I also want to point this out to you. Yes, this is a really stupid argument, but I mean, you can pull out all the smaller countries, that are ruining the sample size here, countries that don't have a stabilized, economy and government,
especially ones that were destabilized by the U.S. military.
Correct. I mean, when you talk about this, I mean, you have Brazil would be one. I think the Philippines as well would be one that you would expect. Mexico would be one that you would expect as well, except for that they have insane gang violence right now because of the U.S.'s illegal drug trade.
And also the avocado trade. Don't forget that.
Okay, fair enough. But I just want to point this out. The U.S. has 4.46, according to Wikipedia, this is from 2017, the data, 4.46 firearm-related deaths This is homicides, not including suicides, homicides per 100,000 people. The next country that you would say would be comparable to the US, let's say Canada, is the next highest country comparable to the US, even though it's a lot smaller. Their homicide rate per 100,000 is 0.7. That is such a huge difference. That is more than 5 times the homicide rate. And Canada has like 35 guns per 100 people. You know what I mean?
Canada is different, which is in the US because the guns they have are for shooting elk and bears. The guns we have are for shooting humans.
Do you want to know the most insane thing though? The US has the highest guns per capita. The US has 120 guns per 100 inhabitants, which means the US has more guns than people.
Yeah. Yep. And if we give them the right to vote too, we're fucked.
It's just insane. Like, I like any way you put like the gun violence stuff, like you could like you're saying, like somebody who's being contrarian could without I guess good faith make an argument that it's lower than these countries. But when you have to say, it's like when you look at when you go home shopping,
even when you talk about that, you're saying, we're not the absolute worst. So when you talk about like home shopping, when you look at homes and you're trying to figure out what price you're at, what you look at is comparables. You know what I mean? And you're like, okay, let's look at comparables. That you can't say, well, the U.S.'s gun deaths aren't as bad as El Salvador, which I believe part of the country is in a civil war right now.
It's a lot like with your home buying thing. It's like, well, this house, it's like 2-story, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, got a basement, a detached garage, and a car, but and it's 4,800 square foot. But this 4,800 square foot warehouse I found that is just some metal and no insulation is way cheaper. So obviously that house isn't worth the money.
Take that, El Salvador.
Whatever, you just use fuck you, El Salvador. You
fucking warehouse
of the country. Just kidding, El Salvador. I love you, but like,
please don't shoot us.
Platonically, yeah, platonically.
Anyway,
in a way that makes you not want to shoot me.
It's just it's being complete. I mean, like the people, and this is the whole point of like, when you and this is like, it's so ridiculous when you have people that used to be on this podcast will say stuff like, well, you got to go find your own sources and look up stuff, and it's like, but you're finding one person on YouTube that you're going to listen to. That's not like going out and finding your own. Like for me, whenever I look up something like this fact I'm looking up, I go to like 8 websites. You know what I mean? I'm looking up and comparing them all because that's what you have to do because this is why people get brainwashed by shit like this, because it's easy, because they don't want to do the research. Me, I have a degree in science. I'm obsessed with looking up and researching things. So I always want to like find tons of different sources on things because I think it's
dropped out of a degree in science, so I always want to give up at looking for things.
Yeah, I usually read about
not to say that you need a degree,
and then I click share.
Not to say that you need a degree, but what I'm saying is that like it's just ingrained in my mind is that I don't know, John.
Patriot Eagle 1776 on Facebook just told me that the coronavirus is a hoax made up by Hillary Clinton.
It's just so fucking dumb. It's like why do people do this?
Because people are dumb.
No, it's because people like to just listen to things, and this is why I think I said like the movie The Favorite, which came out I think in 2017 or 2018, which was really good, which was about Queen Anne, and basically the Emma Stone character kind of comes in and tries to like usurp her like first handmaiden's like job by being very like a yes man, basically, and saying everything that the queen wants to hear. Whereas the other person who was her lover was this woman who said, well, you love me. I love you because I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But of course she dumps her and goes with the person who says everything that she wants to hear, because that's just the way people are. Like, you just want to hear what people agreeing with you. It's hard to challenge your own psyche. And that's why people get in these fucking ridiculous YouTube conspiracy holes, because they're like, well, this agrees with me, so it must be right. I don't know. It's such like a
Smorkalum.
It's just such like a science thing. Like for me, you get so ingrained when you like study science and are way into science stuff, is that like hypotheses are just that. Like you could believe something and then it's proven wrong. And you're like, man, I guess I'm not a bad person for believing that, but it was proven wrong. That's the science plays out. Like you have to be able to like.
It sounds like scientists just can't make up their damn minds.
You have to be able to challenge your own perceptions, like in faith. I love the Smorkalum. I saw that too. Oh my god. Anyway, that was our fucking liberal rant for a while, right?
I don't know. I'm a leftist. Fuck you, liberals.
Yeah, don't call me a liberal.
A neoliberal.
Don't call me a liberal. Don't call me late for dinner.
Does that make me a tanky? What is that? How does that work out?
No, you don't want to be a tanky.
I am an anarcho-primitivist. That's why I'm taking off my glasses. I am living in the woods, and my internet's about to be shut off, so I won't hear from you guys ever again.
All right, well, bye.
I mean, I'm probably a demsoch, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So how long are we into this podcast since I came in the middle of it?
We are
in the middle of our podcast.
We are at an hour and 10 minutes right now.
We should talk about the Legend of Korra.
That's true, because I have to go eat dinner before my World of Warcraft raid of Naxxramas.
And I want to watch season 4.
The Dread Citadel. And I do want to watch season 4. And Spanky, I don't want to spoil this for you when you listen to this podcast back like you do every week.
Mm-hmm.
That I said
does not come out every week.
You got me there. I said that we were going to talk about Korra whether you're here or not, because we really want to get into season 4. So let's talk about the ending of Korra season 3, the last 5 episodes. I'm on the wiki now. I can just read the short.
You're on the wiki feed
descriptions.
Yep.
I'm on Korra. Oh, is Korra on WikiFeet?
Oh god damn it! She probably is.
I want to see what a review. I want to see what a review is. Whoa! I'm not seeing her. They don't have fake people's feet on here.
Well, well, they do exist. It's just not there.
Well, yeah.
I'll just do a Bing search.
Why am I on this website right now?
Because you are addicted to making yourself feel pain.
No, there's just 2 models with the name Korra that are on here. There's no.
Okay.
What are their feet like?
Right. Too much.
Is WikiFeet X like the porn version, or is that like fake people version? I don't want to click this website. Oh, wait, no, here we go. WikiFeet X is dedicated to just women from pornos, so it's
okay.
Go to wikifeet.tune.
Is that really it?
I don't know.
I searched the internet for WikiFeet, The Legend of Korra. The first result was John Legend feet.
Wow.
So
wait! I found it. Animefeet.blogspot.com.
Put that in the Discord, please. Put that in the Discord.
Animefeet.blogspot.com. We've got
I'm there.
Legend of Korra.
Is it safe for work?
I
mean, I don't care. Put it in the Discord, but
it is it.
Because the Bing search is not safe for work. Like within the first 2 pictures,
it is 100% safe for work, because it is just every single shot of Korra where you can see her bare feet, like clipped out. And it's from the season 3 finale here.
There you go. Good freaking finale.
Yeah,
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I think Bondage fans will probably enjoy this one the most, because there's a lot of Avatar tied up and struggling in the beginning of this episode.
Yes. I don't like those descriptors.
So, what episode was the first one that we watched from?
We watched the last 5. So,
episode
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3.
Episode 9, the stakeout. This is where they have tracked Aiwei to the Misty Palms Oasis, which we may remember from before, when he was looking for his Bai son in the original Avatar.
Yes.
But and so they see Aiwei has a fucking hotel across, and they're like, get us a room across the way, and they're like, never. And then, or I don't remember why, they're like, you're too young to like afford. I don't remember.
No,
the ladies give them trouble.
Last time we had youngsters your age, they destroyed the room.
Got it. And so then, but then they're like, oh, you're famous. You're a mover star. Yeah, and then
it's Nuktuk.
Yeah, Nuktuk.
Yeah, because Bolin thought that there was bounty hunters chasing him, but they were actually just Nuktuk fans.
Yeah, they were just fans of Nuktuk. Yeah, they had posters up. So this is actually where you find like out the entire reason why Zahir and the rest of the Red Lotus are doing what they want to do. And so the Red Lotus is an offshoot of the Order of the White Lotus, which you may remember was what's his name? Uncle Iroh was a leader of one of the higher ups of, maybe not the leader. I don't think they were that centralized, but he was a higher up in. But they want to overthrow governments in service of the ideological belief that chaos is the natural state of the world, which is, I think, a little reductivist, because he actually specifically talks about how the government, like particularly the Earth Kingdom government, is terrible. And you're like, maybe Zahir's right, because like the Earth Kingdom is like very classist, and the poor people are in the slums, and the rich people live above them. And
but he's not into pure anarchy. He's definitely an anarcho-capitalist.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that every big flaw of Korra is that every bad guy every season is an idealist, and they're like the type of extreme that they are does not really fit any type of real world extremism, even though like idealistic extremism is a good thing. It's just they're all extreme in a really weird way. For their idealism.
So so anyway, they're like, all right, you know what? Highway isn't like coming out, and nobody's coming to meet him. And so Korra's like, you know what? I bet they're going to meet in the spirit world. And so she goes into the spirit world to try and that's when she spies on them and finds out about like the Red Lotus, and she talks to Zahir, and he stalls for time while his allies show up, and they have a big old fight, and Asami runs away on Naga and is captured by the Earth Queen's forces, because you see them get captured and they're like, no! But you're like, oh, you find out it was the airship of the Earth Queen that captured them, because they were still wanted by the Earth Kingdom. And then they have this cool, I love the airship crew in the next episode.
Yeah.
Like, so, Korra and Asami escape the cell on the airship, but I think they're escaping the cell does a lot of damage to the ship, and it crashes.
So,
it's like a bad plan.
Uses bending to knock out the captain of the airship, but she throws the captain into the control deck and destroys it.
Yeah. She basically just like
she homelanders it.
Yeah, it didn't go. Yeah, oh god. Oh, that's rough. You're right though. That's what happens. She crashes the ship. Fucking I forgot about this. But so then rather than trying to go after the airship, the fucking Red Lotus are like, you know what? Let's just go to the Earth Queen. And we got Mako and Bolin here, fucking captive. Let's give them to the Earth Queen. We'll do a swap for Korra, because they can imprison those two. We can have Korra. She doesn't really need to let anyone know that Korra's not in a prison, because they fucking control everything. So who cares? And she's like, you know what? That's a good plan. But then, of course, they radio back that Korra crashed the ship, and so the Red Lotus people. I forgot about this because I wasn't paying attention. It kind of happens off screen, but Zahir kills the Earth Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
he sucks all of the air out of her.
Yeah, so leading with the thing that I said back when we were going over The Last Airbender, where like no one dies on screen in The Last Airbender, and like the one person who dies, like they just kind of hint that he dies and don't have him show up again.
Yes, there's explosion a lot of people. Face.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in Korra who just fucking die.
There are multiple people that die in the episodes that we watched, and pretty gruesomely.
So the Earth Queen, you get to see her. You don't watch her die, but you watch all the air get sucked out of her body, and watch her about to die before you get a cut
away. Yeah. Yeah, so and then she's dead. Like they talk about how the Earth Queen's dead, and then they blow up the city walls, and the city belongs to the people. They say, and everyone cheers, and looting begins. And Mako and Bolin, he frees them and says, "Fucking tell Korra." I don't remember what message he gives them, but he's like, "Tell Korra Zahir sent you," or some bullshit like that. I don't know. And then Tonrock, Zuko, and Lin show up and help Asami or whatever at the Oasis, something like that. Oh yeah, this fucking thing completely bypasses the fact that the airship people have to like work with Korra to rebuild the ship, and Asami's like a fucking
So
mechanic.
They turn it into a sand sailor. And
they turn it into a ship, and then it immediately is destroyed by the giant sandworm as soon as they fix it up.
So this scene is pretty good. When they're back,
I love the captain.
When they're at the Oasis, it's pretty good because Korra is like, I wish I could talk to Aang. So she goes in the spirit world to like find what's his name? Zahir. And she finds Iroh. And Iroh is like, Aang's gone, but one of his best friends was Zuko.
Yeah.
So he's still around.
Yeah.
And then Korra goes to talk to Zuko and is like, hey, your uncle told me you'd be good to talk to. And he's like, oh, you talked to my uncle who's been dead for many years? What? And she's like, yeah, the spirit world. So anyway, what do you think Aang would do in this situation? And it's like, it's the second time that Zuko's been in Korra where it's like, we're going to reference a thing from your story in Avatar and then immediately change the subject.
Yeah.
Like whenever the kids in the first season were like, hey, whatever happened to your mom? And he's like, well, it's an interesting story. Never mind.
Okay, so we're getting to this. So in the next episode, Ba Sing Se is on fire, being looted and razed and destroyed. Mako and Bolin escape with their family, and they have a weird part where the mom's like, or the grandmother's like, I'm not leaving my house. Well, it's literally burning down. And it's like, that is stupid, and nobody's that dumb. Like people,
I don't know. She's pretty old. Boomers are pretty fucking stupid.
Anyway, well, it's true. And she grabs the picture of the Earth Queen, like, and takes it with her.
I believe that was the first confirmation that the Earth Queen was definitely dead.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, God rest in peace.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. Is they fly to the Misty Palms Oasis where Korra and Zuko and all the other people are hanging out. And he's like, Zahir said he's going to kill the airbenders at the Northern Air Temple unless she turns herself in, basically. And then she talks to Iroh in the spirit world. And she's like, we gotta radio them, and they only get a hold of the fucking booger boy, who like plays around for a bit while they're literally being attacked. They fucking get the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah,
like Tenzin and them resist them.
I remember when Matt was watching this episode.
Yeah, Tenzin and then like shit kicked out of him.
And to the Discord, Matt posted like, "If Tenzin dies, I'm going to be very mad."
Yeah. So, well, it's like it's right after the Earth Queen gets murdered. He gets the shit kicked out of him, and they cut away, and it's like, he could have easily been dead.
Yeah. So then in the next episode, Korra and them show up basically, and they're like, "All right." She radios them after they got control of the radio. I'll give myself in. And then what's her name's the boys, the good old boys,
the good old boys, the Duke
they go
brothers.
to they go to the air temple, and they're like, all right, well we'll take the we'll take the airbenders. When you turn yourself in, we'll make this a good old trade. But as they do that, they find out that he's already removed the hostages, and it was a trick, which is like stupid. Like, why would like all they want is Korra? Like, I don't know why they did that. Like, I was like, why wouldn't they have just done that? Like, what were they going to do with the airbenders anyway? I don't know. And I thought that was like, what's the point in trying to double cross them? Like, they only want Korra, and they wouldn't have had the airbenders if they would have taken Korra. I don't know. Anyway, so anyway,
I think the idea was that, like, in order to get Korra to come to them, they were going to need some type of.
No, I understand, but then why not just give them over? Why do you need them? They just needed Korra for their plan. They need to end the Avatar. Like that's their whole plan. I don't know why you need the Airbenders like under your control for that. Like that was so weird. Anyway, the fucking thing breaks down and they fucking lava bend at Bolin and Mako, and he's there, and the waterbending lady's there, and they're P'Li. They're fighting. Or no, P'Li is the shoot bender.
You're thinking of Kia.
Kia, yes, thank you. Kaya. She's the. Anyway, they're all fighting. Basically,
Kaya's Tensen's sister.
Yeah, Kaya's the good. Who's the bad? Minghua. That's it.
Oh, Minghua. I thought you were talking about because Kaya's with Bolin.
Yeah. Minghua and Gazan fight Tenzin, Mako, and Asami and Bolin, and they're trapped by lava. And then I want to say this: I think we erroneously said that Bolin figured out how to metal bend. He never did.
Nope.
Because he learns how to lava bend here, and you find out he can lava bend, which is pretty badass.
Yep.
But at this point, on the other fight, when you have Zahir and P'Li, who are also like boyfriend and girlfriend, which is interesting little plot twist they give you there. I think there was in these episodes when you see them like kissing each other, like, no, I love you.
They were making out when they first rescued P'Li.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. He's into tall chicks.
Anyway, how do you kill a combustion bender, guys?
You wrap her head in metal armor when she blows up.
Yeah.
And like in my mind, I mean that scene, like you don't even get to see like the explosion fully go off because it cuts to Zahir immediately
watching
going, no!
Yeah.
But like in my mind, like just thinking about that scene was just like wrapping her head and just like blood immediately spraying down out of the bottom.
Or just like a slow jelly drip.
Oh God! Like just thinking about, like I remember watching it the first time and just going, "Oh God, that's so
it's violent."
Yeah.
There's a reason why I think Korra is like TV 14 or something like that. Because it's a little bit above. Anyway,
well, it's definitely like Nickelodeon did not have to make Korra a Nicktoon like they did with Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So we get to the next thing where I think the fight goes on, and Zahir's like, "Guess what? I now have no like
connection to
the mortal world or something," and so he's able to unlock the ability to fly, which is like a thing that I guess perfect airbenders can do because they have no connection to the world.
Also, I think it's kind of stupid because I feel like as an airbender, you could probably just fly anyway. Like,
that's not
well, they do in season 4.
Like, I mean, the way that he flies is very much like Goku from Dragon Ball Z, where he just is in the air and that's it. But like, I feel like he could also just throw air down and he'd be flying.
The fact that
does it.
Yeah, well, the fact that fucking firebenders can fly by making like jets.
Yeah,
why couldn't airbenders also fly? Like, come on. Anyway, let's get to the final chapter. So basically, you find out why they want, or what they're going to do with Korra. They chain her up, and they're like, we're going to force her into the Avatar state, and then kill her, which means that there will be no more avatars and no one to basically stop them from turning the world into chaos again. So there's no governments. Basically, they're like anarcho, whatever. They're idealists. They think that the world would be better without governments ruining everything. They're libertarians.
Yeah.
Basically.
Anarcho-capitalists.
Yeah. Anyway, they're... So they poison her with mercury because they like metal bend mercury into her to make her like basically be dying from mercury poisoning, making the Avatar state trigger. So she'll do that. Forces her into it. What happens when you make an Avatar go into Avatar state though?
They get really mad.
They go super mad and
I know.
Their hair turns yellow and spiky.
Well, she just immediately escapes, because like they just had her like chained up, which you can see at a feet, many pictures of Korra's bare feet being chained up. Anyway, which is I guess kind of gross because I think she's underage at this point, right? Isn't she 17?
Probably somewhere around
because there's a time jump
laws in Avatar Land are.
I think she's like 19 or 20.
Let's say this: regardless of whether or not it's legal in the U.S., it's still creepy because she's young and she's meant to be I don't know. She's not that type of character. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. She's dead. No, they fight. They do a crazy like air battle basically with Zahir and Mako and everyone.
There is
up.
a video on YouTube that is about why flying superhero fight scenes are fucking stupid, and I feel like it also applies to like flying fight scenes in Korra, which is that humans have no understanding of like the weight of hits and punches and things when you're not on the ground, which is why every superhero fight that takes place in the air ever ends with them landing on the ground. So every fight that's ever in the air is boring because you know that at some point they're going to get to the ground where you can like actually understand what's happening in the scene. But that being said, a lot of the fight scenes in this episode between like Bolin and what's his name and Minghua and Mako are really fucking cool because Mako like is chasing her around and like basically evaporating all her water. And she like jumps into this underwater cavern and she's like, now you're in my domain. He fucking jumps up on the side of the cave and lightning bolts her to death.
Yeah, he does this lightning bending, which is pretty awesome. And so then Ghazan basically collapses the entire like place on himself to try and get them, but they all escape.
That one I think was stupid because they didn't even have to try very hard to escape.
They just like sidestep. Like, all right, well, that's the way you want to go.
But I do like the realism because if you tried to do that in real life, that's how that shit would go. You'd kill yourself easily, and then the other people, you'd have no idea if you hit them or not.
Yeah. So anyway, Korra's like dying of the poison, basically, and Jinora gets all of the airbenders to make a giant vortex and suck him out of the air, basically, and he's captured. You know, it's the power of friendship wins the day. And then Suyin metal bends the poison out of Korra, but she's still got like she's wheelchair bound. They cut to weeks later, and she's like still basically unable to walk because they fucking poisoned her. Do you see the amount of mercury they put into her? That's not good.
Yeah. And Lynn, was it Lynn or was it Opal?
Yeah.
No.
Somebody.
Opal is the airbender. Lynn's sister, whose name I always forget.
Suyin.
Was like, I'm going to suck all. And she like starts at her feet and goes all the way up to the mouth. And she just like, puts a fucking 2.5 gallons of mercury, like poison mercury out of her mouth. And it's like, God damn, that is fucked up.
And so Korra is basically like you're left with a ceremony of Jinora becoming an airbending master, and she's bald and has the tattoos, and she looks a lot like Aang.
Gotta say, I got emotional. When I first saw her like take because I knew it was happening. Like it wasn't a surprise. I saw her like take the hood off and like she looked so much like Aang at that moment. So much like Aang.
And you're like, oh yeah, she's and she's badass. She's proven herself like multiple times as being smart and capable as an air nomad, and she becomes an air master. And that's badass. And
this is also the part where Tenzin announces like that Jinora and the other airbenders are going to do the work of the Avatar.
Yes, because until Korra is back to help is what they say. But it's kind of like
explains the wicked cool new air nomad costumes that we'll talk about next week.
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's kind of like you get that feeling that they're like, until Korra's better, which is probably not going to happen, is they're kind of like that. So, and it's really sad actually, because you just see Korra kind of be sitting on the sidelines being like, I'm like basically dead.
And from Korra's perspective, it seems like, well, in the next season, it seems like at first she was like, oh yeah, it'll be a couple of weeks. I'll be right back. I'll be fine.
So season 4, we get some badass shit. We get a fucking immediate time skip. And fucking sick ass new haircut. And that's all I'll say because it's on the cover of the DVD. Yep. Korra gets a new haircut.
Milo finally becomes a character next.
That's true.
I mean, he's still pretty bad.
I mean, he's not a good character, but like he becomes more than I poop.
Okay. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's some awesome shit in this news in the last season that I like a lot. You get We get the return of Varric in a lot of the show. I love his character.
Love Varric.
I'm trying to think what else. And I'll just say that I love one of the things I like about Korra more than Avatar is the world building and the idea that the times have changed and technology has evolved, which you never see in fantasy series, where it's always just like, hundreds of years later, we still haven't invented a toilet in this fantasy world. And it's
this is
how
John's way of saying that next season has more robots.
Yes, we get to see a lot more
Spanky
technology.
is very into.
Yes, which is what I really like, is that there's a lot more technology. That's
just a whole bunch of Iron Manning going on,
which is cool. And I really do love the ending that we get at the end, and it's good. Show's good.
I remember the ending. I remember the general feel. This is gonna be me rewatching it for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, will be the first time I've ever rewatched it. So that's it for the show. I gotta go eat dinner here in a minute. So you want to pop the old indie music on?
I'll sing it.
The website is borninthE80s.net. You can watch past episodes over there. You can follow John at John_Danger on the Hell website, Twitter.com. Matt's over at MattHakeMusic.com.
I actually updated it as well.
What?
It's all the way updated to episode 422. 423 is not on there yet. But
I need to
will be.
I need to see the cover arts, because you make some good cover arts.
There are some good cover arts. We got Yoda Demand, Denver Broncos, Matrix Released, 420, Pizza Insurrection. Lots of great episodes.
I just hate that that those cover arts don't show up on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, they don't.
And then I'm at May of May 84 on Twitter, but give me a month and a half. I might get back to the streaming scene.
All right.
I'll have a lot of free times.
Let's do it.
All right,
yeah.
Spanky, you're around too.
He's got a kitten.
I have a kitten. If you watch it live, you can
Little
see
May.
my new kitten.
Or you can
She's
go on the
little
Discord.
May.
Born in the 80s Discord. What is it? BorninthE80s.net /Discord.
Discord.borninthE80s.com.
Thank you. Discord.borninthE80s.net. For God's sakes, it's not .com. We don't own that. But Spanky has lots of photos and videos of his kitten and his other cat playing, and it's great. So you can join us there. Oh my God, she's so adorable.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.